I want to talk about dating after 50 and how I see so many people talking about how it's done. They're not interested anymore. I think there's more to it than that. And what I'm going to do is tackle it using nautical terms and saying, being in a relationship is like sailing out on the waters again. I think there's a lot of hurt people out there for sure. Like, how many times do you have to get shipwrecked before you decide, I am not going out on those waters again? Maybe you've been through a painful divorce. Maybe you were in a relationship with somebody who you thought was one person, and then they turned out to be someone completely different. And maybe you've tried again and again to get out on those waters, but you find that the waves just keep getting harder to survive. And now you're standing on the shore, watching the ocean, maybe with some longing, maybe with some relief, and maybe, if we're really being honest, a mixture of the two. And that's what I want to talk about today, finding love after 50, and why some of us are done sailing, and that is completely okay, and why some of us, against all odds, still find our way back out to sea. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Lisa. I am a proud Canadian, mom and grandma, and retired teacher. And today we're going to be talking all about dating after 50, especially when we've been through some storms in our lives. And yes, I'm going to keep using this nautical theme because I like it. I've always thought of a healthy relationship as having a safe harbor. So it really does fit with where I want to go today. So I think that there are different groups of people. The one group, these are the brave ones who will just set sail again. I used to be in this category a long time ago. When I first divorced in 2010, I went through a period of 6 years where I was really open to dating. And when things didn't work out, brush yourself off, get up and go again, right? I was fearless. And maybe I got that from my mom because if anyone has taught me that it is never too late to find love, that would be my mother. Because my father, he was killed in a farming accident back in 2000. She was remarried pretty shortly after that and married to a man for 10 years. And then he passed away, and then she went into a senior center. She got a 100-year-old boyfriend. They were together for 5 years. So he lived to 105, and then he passed away at the same time that she was having to be moved into a higher level care facility, and she got another boyfriend. so so don't let anyone ever tell you that you're too old to find love, because my mother is a testament that it is never too late. And then another category, a lot of what I see online these days talking about, is dating for me? No, done. These are the ones who seem perfectly happy just being on shore. These are the people who want their freedom more than anything. They want their peace. They have their routines. They're financially stable. They're not lonely. They've surrounded themselves with friends and support systems. They have pets. They know where their remote is, and they're quite happy about that. They know exactly who they are and exactly what they want, and they make no apologies for that. But I think there's also a third group. And to me, I think they're the most honest group of all. These are the ones who are standing on the water's edge, looking out over the horizon and feeling something a little more complicated. Part of them thinks, you know what? I've been out there. I've been on those waters. I've been through those storms. I survived, but I'm not sure I have the energy to go back. And here's what I've come to believe. Most of us, especially those of us who have been through some really difficult relationships, we aren't actually yearning for a relationship or romance in that traditional sense. What we really want is that safe harbor, not some financial security, not someone to fill a void, but emotional safety. Someone who would never, ever hurt you. Someone who has your back. Someone in whose presence you can just fully exhale and just be yourself. And here's the heartbreaking part of it. I think that many of us have never truly had that. We've had relationships, absolutely, long ones, marriages even, but the safe harbor, the place where you were completely seen, completely safe, completely loved for exactly who you are, for some of us, that's not something we've lost. It's something that we've never found. So then why is it so hard to go back out into that water? Why just the thought of dating again, of letting someone in, of learning another person's rhythms and patterns? Why does that make some of us just shudder? Because some of us have been through some really genuine shipwrecks, not just difficult breakups, but relationships that fundamentally changed us, that cost us our health, cost us our sense of self, our ability to trust our own instincts. And here's the thing about sailors who have survived shipwrecks: they don't immediately run back to the ocean. They sit on shore for a while, they repair, they watch the water from a safe distance, sometimes with longing, sometimes with terror, and sometimes, if we're honest, we feel both on the same day. But that is not damage, that is wisdom. So, where are you? Sea or shore? What's the right answer? There isn't one. There's only your answer. If you're at peace on the shore, genuinely, honestly at peace, then that is a full and beautiful life. Your solitude is not a consolation prize. It's a conscious, earned, legitimate choice. If you're watching the horizon with some quiet longing, that's okay too. You don't have to resolve it. You don't have to decide today. You're allowed to hold that complexity of wanting peace, but wanting connection without really having to choose a lane. And if you're someone who is still open, still willing to get back out on that water, then do it. Stay open. Use my mom as an example that it is never too late to find love. Because what I do know is this: we are never too old. We're never too damaged. We're never too set in our ways. We're not too anything. What I do know is that we are sailors who have made it through some pretty stormy seas. But you know what? We made it back to shore. And now, as we're sitting there looking out over the water, we get to decide, do I want to stay here and just kind of admire the view? Or am I willing to get right back on those waters again? The choice is totally yours. I'd love to know where you are in all of this. Are you happily on shore? Are you still navigating those waters? Or are you watching the horizon with those complicated feelings? Tell me in the comments. Your story matters, and it might be exactly what somebody else might need to hear today. And if this resonated with you, please consider giving it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.